What's up, guys? I'm Joshua Spraffman. This podcast is part journal, part deep dive, and part sideline chat. It's where I talk about sports, school, life, and everything in between. Welcome to my podcast, Just Joshin. Today, we will start with the life of student athletes. Just a little about myself. I am 15 and a rising sophomore in high school. I am also a junior tennis player. So basically, a signing day is a ceremony where the senior athletes that are pursuing athletics in college officially put pen to paper and announce where they will be going. So in the next few episodes, you will hear from 5 different athletes who have gotten into schools for baseball, track and field hockey, fencing, and soccer. Today, we will talk to our first student athlete and learn how he got to where he is today. We will take you behind the scenes beyond their trophies and accomplishments. Today, we will be interviewing Jason Sieber, a baseball player from the Potomac School in McLean, Virginia. He will be going to Carleton College, a D3 program. So it's we met on senior day, not senior day, signing day. Okay, yeah. Signing day. What was signing day for you? Like, what did it mean for you personally?
Well, obviously it's like ceremonial. It was really nice for me because I kind of felt like my Potomac journey had come to an end. I've obviously had like a long wrestling career, long baseball career, and I feel like I pride myself on the impact I have on the younger guys on the team. And we had younger guys from the wrestling team, younger guys from the baseball team come out, and that was just really nice because I felt like it was a good send off for me and for everyone else. The class of 2025 is, like, I think really special, especially athletically.
Nice. So. And going off the journey, what just talk to me about your recruitment process. Like, when did it start?
So my recruiting process was admittedly pretty rocky. It started freshman year. I always wanted to play baseball in college, but I hadn't fully given it thought until freshman to sophomore summer, when I went to a bunch of showcases, a bunch of tournaments. I honestly was going into the recruiting process pretty blind. Like, I didn't know how old you had to be to really like get looked at. So I was at a bunch of big camps. I went to some D3 camps when I was like in freshman and sophomore year. Yeah. Because I thought that would get me looks and offers, and I kind of just didn't. We didn't really know. We didn't have that much advisement, so I kind of thought that it would be earlier rather than later. And then nothing happened that summer. I was not super disappointed because I kind of didn't really expect anything to happen. Went into my sophomore year at Potomac, had a really good wrestling season, had a really good baseball season, got pretty confident in myself. Had a really good summer, but still I was pretty young, so I didn't get any college looks. Then junior year is when most of the college stuff starts happening. I'm sure you know that. Yeah. You seem pretty well versed in the recruiting process. But junior spring, I had a really, really good baseball season. I was all met, which was awesome. We won like everything. The team set a bunch of school records. It was a great season. And then I went into summer kind of expecting, like, I had like a plan for myself for what was going to happen. Like, I was going to go to this one tournament and this one team was going to get see me do really well, and I was going to get interest from them. And then they didn't end up showing up to the game. So I kind of got a little bit in my head about that whole thing. And I kept having that kind of expectation for every tournament, every showcase, which got really, really, really tiring. Which, like, it's hard not to set expectations like that. I personally have like mental health, like anxiety. So it's hard to deal with that sometimes, but that summer was pretty hard. Everyone was committing, and I had expected myself to be committed by a certain time. But I was just going to showcases. I was going to tournaments. I was kind of overworking myself to that extent. And then in August, before my senior year, we hired like a recruiting help service, and they were awesome. They connected me with Carleton, who I'm playing baseball for now. or next year, I guess. Um, and really helped me narrow down the list after a lot of the Division 1 commitments had already happened, and I had kind of like just barely fallen off the list. There was a roster cut um, for my grade, cut the rosters. 20% of the rosters got cut off. Um, so that was difficult. A lot of guys kind of got bumped down from borderline low D1 to D3, but I really wanted a good academic fit for me, so I kind of narrowed down my expectations even more than most people. So those people, the recruiting service that I hired was really, really, really helpful, and they actually ended up being like a catalyst for me. So
All right.
that's kind of it.
Yeah. So continuing on the academic front, what was one of the things that was most important when you were like choosing colleges, and also how did you balance the academic and um, athletic needs in high school?
Well, for me, academically, I like honestly, I don't want to say it's about the name at all, but like to some extent, you want a school that people are gonna recognize and be like, oh wow, that's awesome, and that carried a lot of weight for me. I wanted somewhere that could simulate Potomac. I feel like I work super hard in school,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to have a really academic school for myself in college, and that honestly took more precedence over the baseball for me, because I feel like in my mind I was going to be happy playing or not, maybe not necessarily not playing,
Mm-hmm.
but if I got to a really good baseball school and a really good academic school, great. Even if I wasn't playing all the time, and if it was slightly less good of a baseball school, but really good academics, then I would be like equally happy because I would probably get more of a chance to play. So that played a big part. I basically only went to, um, I pretty much narrowed down my schools that I wanted to go to from there's what like 300 Division 1 baseball
Mm-hmm.
teams to maybe like 20 or 30 D1 and like 15 to 20 D3s. Um, if I went to a D3, I was really looking for a smaller liberal arts school, which is where I ended up. But that played a big part for me. And I honestly, I at Potomac, I think that the balance between school and sports is pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I played 3 sports my freshman and sophomore year, and 2 sports my junior and senior year. Wrestled on varsity for 4 years, played baseball on varsity for 4 years, took like all the honors courses, and it really, really, really overworked me. Um, but usually people have the summer and the spring break and winter break, but um, those were more of a break from academics for me rather than a break from sports. Like on summer break, I would be basically gone 2 of the 3 months for baseball. On winter break, I'd be wrestling all the time with tournaments. And this past winter, I was injured and still and had to deal with that. Um, and then on spring break, I'd be gone for baseball
Mm-hmm.
with the school team. So balancing the academics and the athletics is pretty hard. I probably could have managed taking another honors course load out, but um, looking back, like I honestly only think that it's helped me develop. Um, it was hard, but we battled through it,
Uh-huh.
and it ended up being okay. So
All right. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you for taking your time to
for sure.
share
Thank
the
you for
ideas with
watching this
us.
week's episode of Just Joshin. Please stay tuned for our next week's episode as we interview another successful athlete.